All right, y'all, let's talk about this story. This is a crazy story. Pieper Lewis, the Iowa teenager who was convicted of killing her alleged rapist, is now back in custody after escaping an Iowa corrections facility a few days ago. Now, Lewis was a sex trafficking victim and was 15 years old when she confessed to killing 37-year-old Zachary Brooks. Lewis was ordered to pay $150,000 in restitution to her alleged rapist family. Now, her record would have been expunged had she finished her 5 years of stringent supervision under parole. Pieper is now 18 years old. What do y'all think about this story? And do you think that she deserved to be in prison and pay these people in the first place? Q, what do you think about this?
Listen, in the grand scheme of life, $150,000 is not a lot of money. And don't get me wrong, she was sex trafficked. But when you get away with murder, how to get away with murder? When you get away with murder by the skin of your chinny chin chin, you got to follow the directives, mama. You should have kept your house arrest device on. You should have took your ass to McDonald's or Chick-fil-A and had your ass in the house by 7 o'clock. I mean, that's just the way it goes. And to see that she did this, it really is messed up. And people are going to want to throw the book at her because she's a Black woman. And I don't know. I just hate that she resulted to this.
You know, you guys know that I've worked in this industry of sex trafficking on one of my job assignments where I worked with the FBI as well as Homeland Security. And this story is just super sad, and it's also super unfortunate because let's just break this all the way down. It happened when she was 15. But because the judge offered her a deferred judgment, the judge was actually saying to her, listen, because of your circumstances, because you were sex trafficked, and because it was against your will, and because people did very bad things to you, what we're going to do is we're going to take away the possibility of putting you in jail for 20 years, because it is a maximum sentence for what she did, 20 years. And we're going to back up off of that, and we're going to put you on probation for 5 years. And if you prove us right that you are not a threat to society, not only will we drop the charges, but we will also expunge it, and it will never show up on your record again. Now, this is where it gets extra interesting because we know that her past math teacher, I think his name is Leland, started a GoFundMe account for this young lady that has now amassed $500,000, which was to help her pay her court fines so that she'll have a cushioned life to live with the remainder, which is $350,000. This young lady single-handedly has tossed all of that out the window because she felt uncomfortable in the women's center that she's in, and now she's faced with 2 additional crimes, which one is charged with escape, which is a violation of her probation, and she also has the ability, because of her deferred judgment, to now go back in front of the courts in November and be sentenced as an adult. This is sad, this is unfortunate, and I just hope the court has leniency on her and reteach her what this opportunity really means, and she needs to get it together.
They would never do this to some white little girl that got raped or got sex trafficked. And yeah, we can say she did kill a man, but we've heard of cases where man catches child molester of his daughter and murders, and they get a lenient sentence, 2 years, or they don't really get as much time. I mean, the circumstances around this, can you imagine you get away from your sex trafficker or you kill them after the abuse they've done to you as a 15-year-old? And they have the nerve to tell you got to pay $150,000 restitution. Would you pay?
I mean, but listen, Claudia, we can't make this a sympathy cry for her killing the sex killer. Like, she got away with that. As far as I'm concerned, she got justice for that. She didn't go to prison. She didn't get the electric chair. That's completely separate from escaping from confinement and cutting off your monitoring bracelet. That's premeditated. That's intentional. You already knew you was on papers. Like, mama, I'm trying my hardest to defend you, but you're not even giving me anything to work with at this point.
Right. And then remember, she's 18 now. So, and a lot of the things, a lot of the elements that protected her before may not protect her so much now. So that's the part where someone really needs to sit down with her and say, hey, look, regardless of how you're feeling, this is what the possibility is on the other side, being an 18-year-old.
I feel y'all, but none of this would have happened had the sex trafficker not started this process, this chain of events. And I'm just looking at the humanity side of this, like I always do, like the law, we know what the law, it is what it is, and they use their discretion. but you're minding your business. Something happens to you. You defend yourself and of course, what happens after that, I feel like is a direct cause of what they did to her. I don't know. I still feel for this girl. And I can imagine my rapist saying, I have to pay you, your family now. But I feel, yes, she broke the law.
They didn't make her cut her bracelet off, though.
The system, she didn't make the sex abuser traffic her. Like,
I agree. But again, when you know you got that thing around your ankle and you got to be in the house before the sun go down, like, come on, girl.
My argument is she shouldn't even have it on her in the first place.
I agree too, but it's on there.
I'm sick of it because they, when it's a little white boy, let's not give him any time because we don't want to ruin this young man's life that committed a crime. And they throw the book at us.